with Minor Hotels for Saturday night hoops in the WNBL as round 4 continues. Welcome to Bendigo for the Spirit and the Caps. It's Ball Ace versus Melbourne, Griffin versus Blitzars. There are matchups across the board. Great to have your company wherever you're watching the WNBL around the country. This is going to be a lot of fun. Liam Ellison here with you in commentary, and alongside me is Laurie Chiswick, WNBL championship winning coach, and Opal star Rachel Jarry. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Liam. It's great to be here as always. But I tell you what, it is crunch time for Canberra. It is a real test, going to be a real test for Bendigo with the depleted side, as you mentioned. But I tell you what, regardless, I hope these teams heat it up on court because it has been a cold day in Bendigo.
The puffer jackets have certainly been back out today, haven't they, Laurie? But where else would you rather be than in Bendigo watching these two teams go at it? So it's going to be a really good game and can't wait to get into it.
Absolutely, and Meg McConnell has been a key addition for the Bendigo Spirit in the off-season in the import slot for Kennedy Kerryama's team, and she caught up with Megan Husway before the match.
Well, Meg, today marks 4 games into your WNBL career. What are you enjoying about it and the Spirit so far?
I think just the people here, my teammates are amazing, my coaches are amazing, so I'm just excited to keep building with them.
What are you working on in terms of your game while you're here in the WNBL this season?
I think definitely the physicality to start with. It's super physical, and I think just getting more confident with the ball and shooting, and then obviously working on my mid-range game.
Has the physicality been an adjustment?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah.
And you play Canberra today. They won in round 1 but have had a few losses in a row now. How prepared are you for what they might throw at you today?
I mean, they're a super good team. They're super talented, and I think that any of them can turn it on at any single night. So I think we just have to come in and do what we were prepared to do, and I think we'll be okay.
Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Our first overseas pro opportunity for Meg McConnell, and she's relishing her time down under, Laurie.
Well, she is. She's averaging 13 points per game, but had a great game against Sydney, 21 points. And yes, she is getting used to the physicality, her team, her league, first time overseas. But she is a great passer. And there on screen is one of the recipients of her good passing, Mariana Tolo. She's having a great season as well. 16 points per game, 8 rebounds. She just brings pressure at both ends of the court, and she will need to stay out of foul trouble today.
She will, and the Caps will miss Satina Akuso once again to combat her, but they do have some length added over the off-season as well, with Sarah Blitzars coming to town to join Paul Goris' side. Here she was with Megs.
Well, Sarah, after winning in round 1, the Caps have lost the last 3. What would you like to do tonight that you haven't done in those defeats?
I mean, what can you do right now? Like, for us, we're not really worried. You know, our chemistry is great. I think that's a really positive about our team. We're just learning how to play with each other on court. We're a brand new team. We're learning how to mix, how to gel, and yeah, I have so much faith that it will come soon. Hopefully it snaps tonight. But if not, the last couple of games there has been a lot of positive vibes.
What will be the key to shutting down Bendigo?
Just defense for us tonight. I think everyone individually has to think about defense, their own individual defense as well as team defense. Lots of talk, lots of communication and rebounds.
Finally, 11 years ago in this venue, you won a WNBL championship with the Bendigo Spirit. One of your teammates, one of your best friends, Tessa Lavey, this week announced her retirement from professional sport after 16 years. What a career it's been in basketball.
Oh, I know, amazing for her. I actually wish I was there to give her a hug, but I'm not. But she's just had a phenomenal career. I mean, on the football field as well as the basketball court. To play for Australia and also play for Richmond women's football is just amazing. And yeah, I mean, like, so much happiness for her, and she's really, really happy with her decision too, so I'm wrapped for her.
Hopefully a happy night for the Caps tonight. Thanks, Sarah.
Hopefully.
Oh, Rachel, it's great to hear from Sarah Blitzars once again. Always candid.
Oh, absolutely. We always get honest answers from Sarah, and she looks very relaxed and ready to go.
Certainly does. Let's get down to Megan Husway, who's got an update, some key omissions on the Bendigo side of things.
Well, injury and unavailability has hit the reigning champs. We'll start with Casey Samuels, who has a stress fracture in her right foot. She's in a moon boot and on a scooter. She will be assessed in 4 weeks' time. Micah Simpson is sidelined again tonight with a shoulder injury. Reigning 6th Woman of the Year, Abby Warung, will miss the next 2 games as she attends the weddings of loved ones. But with that brings opportunity, and rookie Olivia Pollard will start tonight in just her 4th WNBL game. She told me pre-game that she's hoping to bring energy and be the Energizer Bunny for the Spirit tonight.
Oh, that's a great opportunity. Thank you, Megan. Olivia Pollard, 4th career game to be in the starting 5.
Well, that's a big ask, but like you said, what a great opportunity for her. And she'll come out. She's been training with this group. She knows them well. They all play their role. So, you know, first in, best dressed, and there she is.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about size. So it looks like Bendigo have brought her in and they're going to go a bit bigger to try and go with the UC Caps length that they've got all across the floor.
They certainly do, Rachel. Across the wings, Nadia Poch, Sarah Blitzarves, they're going to be a handful. Liam Ellison, Rachel Jarry, Laurie Chiswick with you on the call.
I know you're excited, Liam. Game hasn't started yet.
This is going to be a cracker. Can the Spirit keep pace with the Fire and the Lynx top of the table, or can the Caps get a crucial win on the board? The season does move quickly, doesn't it? 1-4. It's far from over, but they wouldn't want to drop it.
Well, no, it's really crucial, and that's why we call this a crunch game for Canberra. You just don't want to dig yourself in a hole so early in the season.
Here we go, the Caps in Melbourne to kick us off. Saturday night hoops in the WNBL. Here's Blitzarves down low and denied early. Mariana Tolo comes up with the goods.
Well, there we see her presence on the defensive end, blocking a shot. Although I like the drive by Sarah, getting her feet in the paint.
I really like that shot from Sarah. Just better defense from Tolo.
Well, you know, we talked about the size, Rachel, and, you know, across the board, Blitzarves, Poch, Sissoko, Morel, they're all around that 188, 190 centimeters, so they can switch things. That's a real advantage to them defensively.
Absolutely. It just creates chaos for the offensive team when you're switching like that, and same down on the offensive end. They've just got so many opportunities to get mismatches.
Tasia Morel. Great opportunity with Akuso out of the lineup. Left-hand lay-in falls. First points for the Caps here. Here's Griffin. O'Connell, her first WNBL opportunity this season. After appearing in the WNBA, her first season as a pro, it's a foul in the keyway.
And you can see how she is looking for her inside player. She's a great passer to the likes of Tolo and Griffin, who present so well inside.
Defense swarming to her immediately. That's the attention she attracts, and KG23 connects. Here's Poch. One player who maybe could have a bigger role in the offense, do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, I do think so. In their last game, she only had 5 shot attempts, so I'm looking for her to get a little bit more involved in, you know, we've talked about length already, but she's going to have some mismatches tonight, so I'd like to see her really be aggressive and try and get some post-ups or really aggressive drives towards the rim and use her strengths.
Ball movement from the Spirit on point, but Griffin fought back, pulled it down and draws the foul.
That's where Bendigo are just relentless in their looks inside, whether that's pass penetration or dribble penetration, as we just saw Griffin there. And if we compare Sydney, they both played Sydney their last games, and Bendigo in that game had 42 points in the paint to Canberra's 24 points in the paint. So you can see the difference in the styles. And whilst Canberra really do have that height advantage, Rachel, they just don't take advantage of it. Their bigs are more, as we can see, Poch, more perimeter type players.
Yeah, absolutely. But you're right. That is something you won't see Bendigo doing, is settling for shots.
Izzy Borlase gets the N1 to fall.
She is so good in transition, Izzy Borlase, just her strength. You can see her eyes are up on that target. The minute she picks up her dribble, really good.
Coming off 26 points, 5 dimes and 3 steals versus the Flames in round 3. What a pickup it's been for the Spirit to replace Sammy Whitcomb. Rising her out of the Adelaide Lightning, her home state as well, Izzy Borlase. Here's Sissoko at the elbow. Ball Ace assessing. Smooth, slicing through.
And that's just a touch too easy. We know how amazing Izzy Ball Ace has been playing. It's getting to the point, though, where you need to try and make someone else beat you. So I'd be putting everything into her and trying to get the ball out of her hands, which is much easier said than done. But
Olivia Pollard there, contesting the shot. Second chance for the Caps. Blitzarves, just strong. Bendigo control. Tolo, top of the arc.
Mismatch.
There's the seal.
Wow.
Bendigo.
Two very experienced players. As soon as Griffin passed it to Tolo, you could just see that she was going to dive in there knowing she had a mismatch, and Tolo was going to hit her with that.
Here's McConnell, strong side, emptied out. Can she go to work? Melbourne stays with the play. Single numbers for the Spirit, same spot for Griffin. Good result for Canberra. Munga returning for the Caps this season and connects. Oh, nice start offensively here for both sides.
Well, it is, and I like the fact that they're... Oh. Just a great pass inside to Tolo. Again, we saw her presence on the defensive end blocking the shot, and now we see her presence on the offensive end. But yes, both teams look like they're settling in fairly quickly.
Sissoko fronts the offense. Ups against the handoff. Can't lose Tolo, fall away jumper, just off. McConnell's picked up her dribble. Griffin hit the floor. Pollard, first look from the floor. Munga assessing her options. Blitzarves. Straight down the boulevard. Misses the lay in that time. I just wonder, Rachel, whether the Caps can look to push Bendigo out and transition a bit this game.
Yeah, I mean, they should be doing that every game. They're a very athletic team, and they have the opportunity to mix it up, be, as we see, KG 23 knocked that one down. But yeah, the UC Caps, they're so athletic, and I'd love to see them use that more both ends of the floor. Try and get some easy looks in transition. I really like that drive from Poch there.
Yeah,
powerful, wasn't it?
Well, it was just a catch, rip, and go straight away, and took it right at Tolo's body, so she really wasn't able to block it and got called for the foul.
Let's get down to Megan courtside.
Well, Kelsey Griffin just coming off for a quick break, and she shed so much with Mariana Tolo, and fittingly, in 3 games' time, they'll both notch up their 250th WNBL game. So fitting, given that Griffin has played in this league and played her career basically from the day she arrived. Tolo's career has included a few knee injuries and a few stints overseas, so some amazing symmetry in that one.
That's a huge milestone for both players. So Poch takes a break. Nearly 6-point buffer for Bendigo. So it's the 4th game of the homestand for the Spirit. Great way to kickstart their season. Oh, McConnell nearly got there. Melbourne down the floor, not quite.
So those are the sort of turnovers that Canberra can't afford. They need to really clean up that area. They're have the most turnovers per team at 19 per game, and had, I think, 27 the last game against Sydney.
Yeah, but you can hear Paul Goris yelling from the sideline, pressure up and in, and we saw that they had a really good defensive stand that last one.
Well, Ace on the second try. Gets the whistle.
That's a good look for Canberra, having Sarah Blitzovs on Borley. She can just use her length a little more. Just needs to keep her distance in that spacing and use that length.
They both played for Melbourne Tigers in the NBL1 this past season, so I'm sure they matched up on each other at training a lot.
WNBL26 is officially underway. Expect to see world-class athletes, fierce rivalries, and some truly epic hoops. Get all your WNBL news, info, and tickets at WNBL.com.au or scan the QR code now. Lace takes care of business. Padding out this lead now, the Spirit. Melbourne, their eyes lit up. And the Caps win it back.
Well, that was good second effort by Melbourne. I think she thought, and we thought that perhaps she was out of bounds on that return pass, but ref saw it differently.
Melbourne wants some movement. Jada Clark out there for the Capitals. Here's Blitzarves from 3.
That was really nice movement, great action. Sarah coming off a couple of screens, feet set, catch and shoot.
McGregor, an early entrant as well for the Spirit. Munga right up in the grill of Ball Ace. 6 seconds again, fighting through. Sissoko, great D, even better offense.
Oh, and she's just so good to watch. I just find myself watching her running around the court sometimes. She's just, yeah, it's amazing. Her development has just been incredible.
She's gone from strength to strength in her burgeoning career. And that is pretty from Sissoko.
Well, it is, and she can do that. She can take Tolo off the dribble and really attack her.
Ball Ace. You can just see the confidence oozing from her. Oh, that's 2 more.
Okay, now. Somebody's got to put their hand up and go, I'm going to try and keep the ball out of her hand. Easier said than done, but wow, she's impressive.
Right idea from Melbourne that time. Just not quite on the same page on that occasion. Well, we've raced out of the gates offensively. Spirit have been mighty efficient from the field. Here's McConnell. Looking to battle by, that is tough, plus interest for Meg McConnell.
Well, she talked about in that interview getting used to the physicality, and lots of times that's true, especially players coming from the college system. But I think she's doing a great adjustment. As you can see on our Amy replay, she absorbed that contact and was still able to finish.
That's probably the 3rd or 4th drive that Bendigo have got sort of down the middle of the key. So the UC Caps really need to work on trying to keep them out of the paint. We know that's a strength of Bendigo's.
And they've been rewarded with free throws as well. 5 of 6 from the line at this early juncture. They're trailing by 10, the Caps. Skip past the Blitzarves, set for 3. Strong rebound from Griffin, and leading that category.
No.
Borlase booking.
No, Borlase. She is up to 14 points already. She could end up with 50 for the game. This is only the first quarter.
Unbelievable. 4 of 4 from 2. Perfect from 3. 3 of 3 from the line, and Borlase has forced an early timeout.
And that was a great decision from her in transition. You can see here that Sarah had her hands down. Bang. That's a wide open 3. In rhythm. That's going down every day of the week for Izzy Borlase.
See, the thing is, Sarah's got to get up and in and take that away and trust that if Borlase goes by her because she's doing that her teammates are there to back her up at the split line, some help defense. There's got to be some trust there.
Well, let's hear from Kennedy Kariyama before the game, who spoke of being wary about the Caps looking to score a bounce-back victory.
Absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of respect for Canberra. Obviously, I've worked with Goz before. I have a lot of players here who have played at Canberra. You know, we know they're a tough team. They're well coached and they're a resilient young group, and they're going to come out firing. And we have to match that competitive spirit. And obviously, we have a game plan that we'll be trying to deploy today.
And they'll have a target on their back as well this season. It is a new look Spirit side, but they come in as the reigning champs.
Yeah, well, they certainly do, and they're so well coached by Kennedy. But they've improved every game, and that's really what you like to see. And led by this woman on our screen right now, Izzy Borlase, who's just, you know, they're running so much offense through her, and she's just taking it with both hands. And, you know, she's just in MVP form at the moment.
Oh, she is. Borlase balling out. Megan, you're in the Canberra huddle. What did you catch?
Well, the messages from Paul Goris were short and precise. They revolved around getting stops, doing a better job protecting the paint, and spare a thought for their assistant coach, Nat Hurst. For the last 3 years, she's been Team Borlase as her coach at Adelaide Lightning. Tonight, she's down the other end of the bench, and she's wanting to stop Borlase.
That is certainly a change of tune. Thanks, Megs.
Well, I'd have to say she would know Borlase very, very well, and I think she'd go, well, she's playing so well, I've got to take some of the credit for that, don't I?
100%.
McConnell back at the stripe. Bendigo just under 70% from the field.
They're playing like a team, Rachel, that are just a bit nervous and tentative about everything they're doing. They're not playing just loose and confident basketball, and of course Bendigo are the opposite extreme, and everything's just looking good, flowing for them.
Yeah, you can just almost see the cogs turning in their head about thinking, what's next, what do we need to do?
Kelsey Reese off the bench for Bendigo. Munna, such a dangerous three-point shooter. Borlase again, over and back.
Great call by the referee, who was right there, standing right there to just see her foot extend over the line.
.141 remaining in the first. Capitals trailing by 15. What can they come up with here? Here's Potch. Puts it on the deck, driving hard, and Borlase with the D this time.
What can't she do?
Has been the point of difference, to say the least. Space to work with for McConnell. Reese steps out for three.
Bendigo are doing a better job of shifting the defense before they take that shot. I feel like Canberra is a little bit stagnant as far as what they're doing and shifting the defense. Great drive. That's something that Potch needs to continue to do. Take her players off the groove, but make sure that maybe that happens after 2 or 3 passes and they've given her a clear out on one side. But regardless, great drive, and she finds herself at the foul line.
Yeah, another strong drive from Nadia Potch. First mate from the field. Looks like we've seen that increased aggression that you were asking for, Rachel.
Yeah, absolutely. And when she drives with that purpose into the key, she's so hard to guard. And like Laurie said, they haven't been playing with that flow offensively, but when they move the ball and get the right shots, they are hard to guard and athletic.
And Clark picks up a gimme on Kelsey Griffin. The second personal for the Bendigo skipper, and she will have to take a break.
Well, that's going to be a worry for Bendigo tonight. We know their depth is going to be tested, although I'm sure they'll have capable people coming off the bench, but they don't want to get in foul trouble too early, otherwise it's going to put pressure on them later in the game.
Well, surely Canberra's got to have the size advantage with Tolo and Griffin sitting on the bench.
And Clark, the youngster, running point. Georgia Booth right up there. Potch again. Stepping through on Pollard. And winning her way back to the line.
Yeah, and she just really has forced herself to the line there, but it probably wasn't the best offense. There was a lot of dribble. There wasn't much passing that we have been asking for. And I think, you know, it's like they're worried if that first pass doesn't result in a good shot, then something won't come. The offense will evolve if they move, if they pass the ball, get that through hands, and then a great shot will open up instead of just an okay one.
And plus, you have to think some of the players on the court for Bendigo aren't exactly experienced, have a lot of WNBL games under their belt. So test them defensively.
They will be tested today, the Spirit, with their depth. You just joined us. No Casey Samuels, no Abby Werham, and no Micah Simpson. And Clark with a shot clock unplugged. Last look for the Caps. Gran Catazano not going to get a look. Great D from the Spirit to finish it off. 28-18 at the end of one here at Red Energy Arena. The home side, the reigning champs, off to a great start. Spirit Caps here in Bendigo, 10-point ball game at quarter time, and look no further than Izzy Borlace has been on fire in the first quarter, yet to miss from the field, 14 points, and has been unbelievable on both ends of the floor. At that, Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick and Rachel Jarry here with you in commentary. Just so impressive from the Opals younger.
Well, I think we're going to have to Google more superlatives for Izzy Borlace, because
get the thesaurus out.
Yep, we've got to find them, because she just continues to thrive out there.
Megan Huswaite was in the huddles at quarter time.
Well, I was listening to the Caps huddle, and Paul Goris was very encouraging of his side. I'm just having a look what's happening at the moment. Referee Shannon Jennings has gathered the coaches Kennedy and Paul Goris to have a chat to them at the middle of the score bench. I think there may be an issue with something technically down here, so I will go out and find out what that is about. But from Paul Goris, an issue with the clock, I believe. So we'll see what's going on here, and I'll get back to you on that. But as a team, Canberra has just 4 more points than Isabel Borlace to this point of the game. But Paul Goris was very encouraging, keeping spirits high in the Caps camp, and just wants them to focus on doing a better job on the boards and defensively, and on Borlace to start this second term.
Thanks, Megs. Here we go. Shot clock fixed and ready to go. Nadia Poch was the leading scorer in the first quarter for the Capitals. And a real positive in the latter stages. Here she is, active hands. Stays with Tolo. Here's Booth. Over the outstretched arm of Melbourne. Gritty finish.
What do you think, Rach? Do you think she was over at the split line quite soon enough?
Not quite. It was. I was going to say it was such a good defensive play from them that whole possession. There was a couple of deflections, pushed them out of it, but then when you just give up that one, you have that one lapse in concentration, that's what happens.
Munga battling baseline, second chance. And time will beat them. Did not touch the rim.
Well, whenever a team can get a shot clock violation, that's a good sign for their defensive efforts.
McConnell pestered in the backcourt. Booth around that Pollard screen. And Poch has got the assignment on ball ace. We'll keep an eye on that. Tolo 2 feet in the keyway, and that is trouble. They can get the basketball there. It is going to be a tough night for the Caps.
Oh, absolutely. You're not going to be able to stop Mariana Tolo when she's catching the ball that deep in the key. So they've got to find a way to try and force her outside of the paint when she's getting her touches.
Bendigo cut it off. And the active hands from Clark this time. Looking to push things. Melbourne left unattended.
Well, they need a couple of those easier type baskets that they can get in transition. That's the sort of thing that sort of is a bit of a pressure release.
You have to get stops to do that. So when you're giving up 28 points in the first quarter, you're not getting a whole lot of stops to be able to run off. So I feel like they've upped their pressure this quarter, and hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of this quarter.
So Caps regain the basketball courtesy of the turnover. Morrell. Now providing the screen for Melbourne. Needs some penetration. Clark will provide it. Bendigo defense is swarming at the moment. But won't matter. Clark connects.
That was a get out of jail for free shot. End of the shot clock. Some pretty good defense by Bendigo was played.
Here's ball ace in rhythm. The first miss from the field. Nadia Poch had a foot on the line.
I think that happens at least once a game for almost every team, every game that we see in the WNBL. It's just the court shrinks at the wrong time.
It's just the worst kind of turnover, isn't it? There's just nothing.
Can get tight in that corner. We see it a lot, I totally agree. Here's Booth. Griffin will reset. Tolo still a long way from the cup. Clark there hovering to double. Booth can't take advantage, but Pollard with the O-glass. Fresh 14 for Bendigo. Tolo. Short, and Clark with another rebound. She's been good off the pine.
She absolutely has, and she's really important for this team.
Morrell. Can't advance past Tolo. And Melbourne battling hard. And Morrell with the cleanup.
I really like Morrell's game so far this year. I think she is just a hard, underrated worker. She does the little things that don't necessarily you find on the stat, but you can see that she's right there.
Timeout here on the floor, 32-24. Bendigo Spirit lead. It's been an improved showing from the Capitals. This first 3.5 in the second. Running it back to single numbers. Ball ace has 14. Meg McConnell 7. And the skipper Kelsey Griffin. Meanwhile, it's Poch with 6. 7 different scorers for the Capitals. They'll do it by committee.
Well, they will do it by committee, but there's still some players that I feel need to step up. So, yes, Jade Melbourne's leading them and the tempo, but you know, she needs to get in the scoring, get involved in the scoring. Sarah Blitzovs, I think she needs to continue, post up a little bit, and as well as Nadia Poch.
They've made it difficult for Melbourne looking to get downhill. Eight-point ball game here in Bendigo. Caps with some run out of the quarter-time break. Making a real fist of it here. Ball ace has been the player of the game so far. Clark switching back onto the ball. Pollard wide open.
Bendigo are back to their starting lineup on the court. Now,
still advancing.
That's what we're talking about, Rachel. The easy basket, the pressure release basket in transition. Keep attacking. Test the defense of the Bendigo Spirit.
Megan Huswaite's courtside.
Well, that Bendigo timeout was called for momentum, and it was this lady, Olivia Pollard, that earned the praise in the timeout for a defensive effort. She's had 2 rebounds, but that certainly made the Bendigo bench happy. She's about to surpass her average minutes for the season so far.
Thanks, Megan. First make from the field for Pollard. Griffin will be the steadying influence. McConnell. Melbourne just hedging under the screen, not that time from 3. Clark has been able to inject herself, and now she'll hit the scoreboard.
Why not? If you're feeling it, get the ball in her hands, set something up for her next time down the floor.
Absolutely. A couple shots go down, you get that confidence, then you hit a little mid-range jumper in transition.
3 of 3 from Clark. Cutting the margin to 7. Sideline ball here.
Canberra right now are just making Bendigo have to think about what they're doing offensively. They can't just pass it as easily. They've got a couple of fingertips to things until it gets into this player's hands. Izzy Borlace.
Look at Cross. Look at Melbourne come up with down the floor. Blitzar steps into a 3. Tick over halfway through this second quarter. Borlace, count it. And one opportunity.
Rachel, I want to ask you your thought on that shot by Sarah. What do you think?
I was just thinking, look, Sarah can get that shot anytime she likes in an offense, and I would just love to see a little bit more purpose and going at the rim for all of the girls on the UC Caps. They've got so many great players who can finish inside. And in transition, that's so hard to defend. So I just love to see them be a little bit more aggressive with that rather than settling for that 3-point shot.
Well, plus 2, she had no rebounders there, and then it made it obvious. Bendigo got that rebound coast to coast as 2 points.
Yep.
So now all of a sudden, it's instead of you scoring 3, they've scored 2.
And Bendigo only have to defend for 8 seconds, and if they can get them, having to defend for 24 and doing that, it wears them out as well. And as we've said, their depth is going to be tested tonight, so make them defend.
Well, that's exactly right. And you may not see the benefit of that sort of pressure in the first 3 quarters, but come 4th quarter, wear them down and see if it pays off then.
And Melbourne diving on the basketball, winning it for the Caps. Clark with 7 seconds on the shot clock. Melbourne losing a jab step, now turns the corner. Pretty move from Jade Melbourne.
Well, it was a good screen. I'd be thanking and pointing to Morel for that. She did a good job of screening the player and giving that open lane to Melbourne.
I loved as a big getting that finger point from the guards when he said a good screen.
I'm sure.
And then I was also a guard that had to give the finger point at some point.
Clark once again on the glass. 5 rebounds, only poked away from Borlace. Morel on the short roll.
There she goes again, the hard work, the persistent Morel. She, since moving over from Perth and she's gone into the starting lineup, she's really come of her own.
Oh, absolutely. And you think about when they do get Zatina Akuzo back, the luxury of that. Morel's played so many minutes and been so good for them. It's just going to make them more dangerous and be able to have a few options going forward.
That's a huge boost to the depth of their front court. And here she is, Morel. Potch looking to get down low. Can't get Griffin off the deck. Sissoko set for 3.
So that was a nice look because they had both Morel and Potch inside. Defenders drawn to them, and it really opened it wide up for Sissoko.
Biggest lead was 15 for Bendigo. Back to a single possession. O'Connell back heel. Spirit now 4 of 16 from 3.
You can see how she's, you can see the double team there.
And just the poise from Poch there, not to, you know, try and throw up a shot. Yeah, she just got it out to the right, open shooter, and bang.
Poch arrives for the handoff. 5 seconds.
Oh, there's such a mismatch inside.
Morel will have to go.
That's where I think the other night you were talking about, or whoever was commentating was talking about, they just miss sometimes the inside looks, Canberra.
It's been a theme tonight, this early stage. Also in the first quarter. Griffin draws contact on the baseline. Spirit back to the line where they're 8 of 9 tonight.
You always know somebody of the ilk of KG23 is going to make the right decision there. And as that shot clock was ticking down, she knew that she had to put it to the floor.
Kelsey Griffin good on the first.
She's a 75% foul shooter.
That'll help, that's that. Seventeen plays 12 in this second quarter, favouring the Caps, and an offensive foul. Looks to be on Tage Morel.
I don't know that that's such a bad foul as a coach, because she was bumping the cutter, and that just shows that you're trying to be physical out there.
Easy ball ace. Score in the ball game. Well, that's an easy call.
Oh my goodness, that's the first mistake I think she's made all game. Izzy Borlase.
She almost did it as well, and I wouldn't have been surprised if the ref just, you know, ignored that one. Sometimes when people do things and they just keep going, you just go, oh no, that must have been okay.
Yeah.
Melbourne, I spoke pre-game about points in the paint being an area of improvement for the Caps, as on cue, Poch straight down the middle. They now lead that stat, Laurie, 20 to 18. It's a huge improvement.
Well, that had to be a focus of them, and they certainly are doing a much, much better job of that.
O'Connell battling hard. Melbourne just relentless. O'Connell caught her around the screen, though. Wow. Eddie is good.
That's impressive from McConnell. She had a lot of poise out there under great pressure from Melbourne.
Oh, ball ace, got her hands in. Down the floor, and she makes this look easy at times. Izzy ball ace. Up to 19, a timeout. Smooth in transition, just pads the lead back out to 7.
I was just about to say they probably need to sort of go back to trying to run her into a few more plays, but then she goes and, yeah, great steal. And she's just really improved her defense. That's what I love. She just wants to be out there, wants to be that two-way player. Just so exciting for Australian basketball.
.51 seconds remaining in the half. Here's your shot to win an official WNBL game ball signed by your favourite team. It's easy. Scan the QR code on screen right now. Enter your details, and you're in the running for a chance to win a signed game ball from your club.
I think it was a good timeout called by Paul Goris, as we can see him on the screen there. 51 seconds left. They want to be able to maybe execute a specific play this time down the court, and then make sure that this doesn't blow out anymore.
Yeah, and they should be able to get 2 possessions. It should be a bit of a 2-for-1 here. So if they can time it right, they should finish with the last possession.
Let's find out. Definitely been an uptick today from this Canberra offense. And Meg's had an ear in it the last time out. Megan.
Well, for Paul Goris and the Caps, it's about doing the little things right. Let's see if they can finish the quarter with something right.
Poch and Tolo.
Love that play. Poch had the mismatch, and she's had that the last few possessions, so I was really hoping that they would look for her on a post-up, and that's exactly what they did. She just dived in from the weak side.
And she's brought it tonight. Leading the Caps in scoring at this stage.
That was Tolo's first foul, so she's still okay. They're really, nobody's in foul trouble right now.
And it's free cheeseburgers here in Bendigo. Here's your code on screen. Claimed via the WNBL app. The Caps, though, have a second shot here. Sissoko. And Griffin with time to slow it up. They can ensure the last look. The lead was cut to 3 after leading at 15 at one stage, and, well, it's in no better hands. Ball ace, 3 seconds. And that'll do it for the first half here. Here's Saturday Night Hoops, Bendigo, 44-37. The Capitals really improved things in the second quarter. And looks like we have a game on our hands here, Rachel.
Oh, we absolutely do. The UC Caps, yeah, they really brought that pressure in the second quarter and were able to, you know, execute offensively and get some really good looks.
Let's hear from the Bendigo skipper with Megan.
Well, Kelsey, you've had a response for what they've thrown at you a few times now. How are you finding that?
I mean, I think that's a typical WNBL game this year. You know, everyone's fighting for their life out there and playing really hard, and we expected no different from the Caps. You know, they showed in their last game that they're going to battle to the very end, and I think it's just going to be, you know, a fight till the very end.
Played with and against some absolute stars in your time, nearly 250 games. How do you describe Isabelle Borlée?
Don't Moz me on the 250. Yeah, she is a star. You know, at this point in my career, getting to be able to help the next generation come through, she's got big aspirations, and so I just want to pour into her as much as I can to help her achieve what she wants out of her career.
She's lucky having you as the leader of this team. Good luck in the second half. Thanks, Kelsey.
Thanks, Megan. Appreciate it.
That's always great to hear from Kelsey Griffin, and she said it best. The WNBL renowned for its tenacity, physicality. That's delivered so far today. Bendigo up by 7 at the half.
story before bedtime? Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
That's just our style.
Halftime break here between the Bendigo Spirit and the UC Capitals. 7-point ball game with 20 minutes of regulation to come. The UC Capitals settled into things a little in the second quarter, started to string some stops together, but Izzy Borlace has been the player of the game so far. She's certainly set the pace. And we've seen some increased offensive output from the Caps, which at times throughout the first 3 or 4 games has been lacking a little bit, Laurie.
Well, it has. I thought they found a little bit of their groove in that second quarter. But to me, the big difference was instead of 14 points, they kept Izzy Borlace to 5 points. So now she only has 19.
Here's a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights for the first half. And it is going to be plenty of Izzy Borlace. There's a big block from Tolo to start it off. But really, Bendigo just launched out of the gates and looked like they could be running away with it at one point.
Yeah, they really did, and credit to the Caps for being able to rein it in a little bit. But, you know, I'd like to see Bendigo go back, you know, to Izzy, as well as getting it inside to Tolo. They looked really good when they got her on some deep seals. But credit to Canberra, they've really tried to, you know, execute a little bit better at both ends of the floor, and that's why it's a much closer game now.
I've been impressed with the way that Bendigo, their bench players, we know that they're undermanned, but their bench players have come in and it looks really seamless out there with what they're doing and the contributions that they're making.
Yeah, and they should almost feel like it's disrespectful that we keep saying that their depth's being tested when these girls are out there training every day as well, and we don't always get to see them playing as many minutes, but tonight they're doing a really great job.
Near double-double already for Kelsey Griffin, and Nadia Poch has been aggressive driving to the basket.
Well, we talked about, Rachel, you in particular at the beginning mentioned that you really wanted to see Poch be a bit more assertive, get her feet in the paint, and we've seen exactly that this game. She's taken the Tolo off the dribble penetration. She's done it with a real mindset that she wants to score, and she's looked really impressive.
Oh, she has, and she's been great. And we just saw as well Kelsey Griffin just doing Kelsey Griffin things, you know. She's almost got a double-double at halftime, and would we expect anything less from her? Probably not.
Beginning to expect nothing less from Izzy Borlace. Here's a look at her first half, leading the way, as we mentioned, with 19 points. Smooth down the floor, getting it done from the land of plenty as well. I mean, we're running out of superlatives, as you said, Laurie.
Well, she's just so strong and composed when she puts her feet and gets her feet in the paint and the way she finishes. But there we see McConnell. Talk about physicality. She did a good job. But Borlace, inside, now outside, just nailing that three-point shot.
Would not be surprised if we see close to a full 40 today from Izzy Borlace, do you think, Rachel?
I would love to see that. Yeah, just keep getting them up. But she's just, yeah, she's so strong, that core strength to be able to finish the way that she does inside. It's, you know, it's really impressive. But I would like to see the UC Caps try and stop her getting the ball, particularly in the backcourt when she brings it up and initiates their offense.
Featured in 19 minutes so far, Izzy Borlace, and on track for what could be a big offensive output. Stick around, this one is going to be an intriguing second half. The Caps and the Spirit not far away.
Making me sweat, you're making me cold, and I love it, and I love it. Want some more? I'm up in my zone, I'm touching the sky, feeling the flow, and I love it.
Moments away from the third quarter here at Red Energy Arena in Bendigo. Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick and Rachel Jarry with you in commentary. Megan Huswaite's courtside, and she has injured Caps big Zatina Akuso with her right now. Fascinated to hear from her next.
I am with the FIBA Asia Cup gold medal winning Zatina Akuso. Z, what was the message from Goz at halftime?
Well, we know Bobo's a very aggressive player, and I think we just need to do a better job at shutting her down and not letting her get easy buckets. And I think we're doing a good job. He thinks we're doing a good job. We just got to clean up a couple things.
Bobo is Izzy Borlase, just translating for those at home. Now, Z, you've been doing a fantastic job while you've been sidelined, injured. You've been coaching and working with the bigs, and the club is so impressed with the leadership that you've shown. Can you tell us quickly a little bit about how that's developed while you've been sidelined?
I mean, I feel like I bring a lot of experience as well playing overseas, and you know, it's been a couple of years in the WNBL, but just doing what I can, and Goz has given me that green light to help out, and that's what I'm doing.
You're doing a great job, and technically you've still played all of your WNBL games for Townsville because you get to debut officially for the Caps. But tell us the great news. When can we see you back on court?
Hopefully soon. You know, rehab's going really well, better than we expected, and you know, just taking it day by day and not rushing these things.
So soon next week?
Maybe.
We can't wait for it. Thanks, Z. We'll let you get back to your bench role. See you soon. Thanks.
Well, she didn't rule it out.
Well, I love the caginess of that. Soon. Such a classic answer. But they do really, they miss her. They will be a different looking team when she gets back. But you don't want to put the pressure on somebody that's coming back from injury and think that they're going to change the whole dynamic of the team. Yes, she'll be very welcome back, but you know, they still have a lot of depth.
Yeah, particularly as a big centre in that position that's so physical inside. It takes a couple of games to adjust to that physicality when you come back from injury. So, but Zatina is so experienced. She'll just come in, she'll go, I'll get my rebounds, do what I can for the team, and take her breaks, and she'll work her way into the season. Yeah,
she's really sitting at veteran status now. Spent last season in Turkey, Zatina Akuso. Previously a championship winner, multiple occasions with the Fire, crossing to this exciting Caps unit.
Are we going with Bobo now, or?
Yeah, that's a new one. Kelsey Griffin will inbound to kick us off. Second half underway. Connell with 7. Griffin, great feed. Oh, and the denial from Blitzarves coming across. Sissoko in the post. Kicks back out with 10 seconds. Melbourne wants a screen. Sissoko popping out for 3, Nylon.
I think that's the longest offensive set we've seen this game so far, Rachel, and it really shifted the defense, and she got, whether she made it or not, it was a really good offensive set.
Caps continue to chip away. McConnell flipped over to Blitzarves, 5 seconds. Finds Pollard, who's hit from 1-3 today. You can make it 2.
Just that vision from Borlase there, and yeah, just they had them right at the end. That's a get out of jail as well. Just leaving Pollard right wide open on that 3-point line.
But she had to move to get that. She went right to that corner, a receiver spot, and did a really good job.
Melbourne needs some assistance via Morrell. Long-range floater follows her own miss. Well, it's set up shop on the post. Now it's Sissoko, and clean hands from KG23. Tolo, top of the arc. Pollard. Fronts, fires, just strong. Now slashing to the bucket.
How experienced is that from Tolo? You know, it took a long to, missed it, knew that the next shot she'd be in there for a rebound if somebody else, and there she got that rebound and finished off.
Back-to-back baskets for the Spirit. It's been a real team effort, just keeping Jade Melbourne from getting to the rack today.
Yeah, she's had a tough time getting in there, and I mean, you can't teach size, and Tolo in there with her arms up, it just does change her shots, and Jade is good at finishing over hands, but Tolo is just that extra bit taller than most other centres in this league, and it makes such a difference.
Tolo right on the horn. McConnell first to it, long rebound, favoured the Bendigo Spirit.
We talk about Jade Melbourne, she's first in steals, 3.3, second in assists, 7.3, but she's been quiet offensively in this game so far. 4 points because of the way that they're playing defense on her.
Yeah, 2 of 8 from the field. She's been getting downhill, getting to the spot. Bendigo a 9-point buffer. Foul call on Potch this time.
So the thing with Potch or somebody bigger and longer guarding Borlase is that you don't need to be right up in their grill. You can take that step off, you can still carry a big hand, and you maintain that spacing. With Potch so close, that was just inviting Borlase to penetrate.
Here is Borlase. Single numbers once more. Griffin. Potch looking to open up a breakaway. Resetting with Blitzards.
It's nice to see Sarah get involved in this third quarter. She sat a little bit in that second quarter with 3 fouls. So
as Borlase puts it up and in somehow.
Just stop talking straight away.
Bobo, settle down.
Having herself a night. Morel can't get Tolo off the deck. Melbourne fighting baseline, and this time she's good on the reverse.
Well, she showed her class there, Melbourne, not giving up. She's got that grit and determination.
If you have more. Off ball whistle.
Offensive screen, looks like.
Potch is sore.
Griffin.
Megan, what did you see?
Well, you know, guys, I'm always down here doing my research, and when I hear the term Bobo, for some reason I think of Bobo the Clown. So I Googled Bobo the Clown, and Bobo the Clown was a beloved children's character in Adelaide, played by actor Charles Turner in the 1960s. They're both from South Australia, so Bobo this is the new era of Bobo from South Australia.
Oh dear, that's how terrible nicknames start, isn't it? Some comment on TV.
Something in that maybe, both from SA.
I love it, Meg.
I love that,
so
yeah.
Sideline ball. Remains at that 7-point buffer we saw at the half. McConnell directing traffic. Oh, Melbourne comes across with the swat.
Get that out of here.
Shut down.
Something well, it's not as little as that. That was a great block, as we can see here on the replay. But that can really set a team up. That can really sort of get them going.
Absolutely. That's one that gets the bench up and gets the towels waving.
Blitzards corrals. Well, they're posting up on Reese. Back with Melbourne. Now she can look to get downhill, and Reese just snatches it away.
That put Melbourne under a lot of shot clock pressure with that pass to her with under 5 on the shot clock.
Such has been the defense. The Bendigo Borlase. Sissoko will wait for reinforcements. Melbourne opted against the 3. Sissoko pump fake. That was clinical.
That was smart by Kelsey Griffin to just let that go, because she's on 3 fouls. They need her on the court. We're just halfway through this third quarter.
Well spotted, Laurie. 4 would be a big problem for Bendigo. Kelsey Reese using that length.
It's great to see Kelsey Reese coming in. She's another player from college that is plying her trade now in the WNBL. It's great to see them get some minutes, and important minutes, in a game like this. Oh, nice little back cut there. Watch to see that your defender's head was turned.
Sissoko up to 14 now. McConnell needs to reset. What next for the Spirit? Can't penetrate on Melbourne. Pollard forced to make a play, and Sissoko having an influence in the second half.
Oh, and she's pumped. That's the way she wants to get her team going. And if they can do it at the defensive end, that'll really make things a little bit easier on the offensive end.
Megan Huswaite's got an update courtside.
Yeah, you read my mind, Laurie. Just the second last time she scored, she got really pumped up and screamed out. We talk about nicknames, and she's been nicknamed the Unicorn. They'll need a bit of magic, the Caps, if they can get back into this and ahead of the Spirit.
They sure will. Right in it. Down 5 here at the moment, Canberra.
Do we know, Megs, why she's actually called the Unicorn, or is there something specific behind that name?
I think it's some sort of sporting term about having all these magical qualities, which we saw in round 1 when they beat Southside at John Cain Arena. So, yes, the Unicorn, she's happy with it, has embraced it, but I'm not sure whether Ball Ace has embraced Bobo, but we'll ask after the game.
Oh, yeah, Unicorn in basketball is, I guess, probably that someone who's, you know, tall and athletic, as we see a massive shot by Munga.
Pumped up, timeout for the Spirit. 53-51, Bendigo. But you're right, Rachel, she has that multifaceted game, doesn't she, Sissoko, which comes with a Unicorn nickname.
Yeah, it's someone that can sort of, you know, drive, they can shoot, they can sort of do everything. So they're the rare ones that you want on their team, so on your team. So yep, if I was her, I'd embrace that nickname too.
So it's a nickname that she got since coming to Australia, not arriving with that nickname?
Well, I don't know about that, but you know, there are unicorns around in different basketball leagues, and yeah, they're, you know, tend to be the better players. So.
Oh, that's a great name to embrace.
I think Paul Goris will be pretty happy with this fight back they put together.
Well, that's what we talked about. You know, we've got a whole nother quarter and 3 minutes to go, and they just need to stay with it, and then you never know what happens that fourth quarter.
Oh, they're pumped, the Caps. Here's the Amy replay. Nicole Munga connects from 3. Could be a real chance to galvanise their season if they can string this one together. 15 down earlier in the ball game. They are right back in it. Five of 11 from distance, the Canberra Capitals. Ball Ace being tireless. Confident stroke. Rees there, battling for the board, and gets the call.
Boy, they dodged a bullet there that time, because a little bit of miscommunication. They both left Borlace wide open at the top. She was probably just too open to make.
Yeah, too open, but great rebound in there by Rees. Really working hard and just doing those 1%ers.
Booth. In by McConnell. Space to work with. Melbourne under the screen. Rattles out on the 3. Megan, you're in Paul Goris's timeout.
I was, and it was Très bien, which means good, well, all right in French. And it's this lady who's led the charge. She got encouragement from the coach, Paul Goris, who wants to see some stops and see them clean up the boards in the final minutes of this third term.
Love it. Bit of French, Megan. All about it.
Wow.
Melbourne with the stroke.
Très bien, Melbourne.
Oui, oui.
Sissoko, a great import for the Capitals. So Canberra with the lead here, closing stages of the third quarter. Come all the way back, and there she is with the defense, Sissoko. First lead since the opening stages, and Poch will add to it.
Great decision from Poch there.
Getting downhill and up to double figures. The Spirit bench unit out there. Can they come up with an answer? Kelsey Rees. Textbook move down low.
It wasn't. It was really nice to see from the youngster that she had the poise, the persistence, just to make a nice drop step and finish strongly to the basket.
Sissoko immediately looking to get to her spot. Did that with intention. Somewhat unlucky not to get the result. Witzarves right up in the grill of Polo. Sissoko with a hand in. And the open floor, she can just waltz into for two. It is all Canberra here these last few moments.
Wow, that is Sissoko's 16th point. She is really taking this team by storm.
21-11. They lead the third period. Sissoko has been so influential in this third quarter. 16 points, 5 of 10 from the field. And here's your chance to score bragging rights when you put your WNBL knowledge to the test. Scan the QR code on screen to play the WNBL official quiz and see if you can beat the buzzer. So now Kennedy Kariyama with a bit to work on here for this undermanned Spirit side today.
Yeah, we saw it. The Caps really took advantage there while sort of that bench unit was in. So now he's got Kelsey Griffin and Mariana Tolo back on the floor. And I would expect that they'll be able to sort of steady the ship now. And I'd like to see them go inside to Tolo or Griffin and really assert that dominance inside.
Really positive body language out of that Capitals huddle. Let's see how the Spirit can respond. Melbourne, high intensity. Griffin and Tolo reinserted. Oh, Booth turns the corner. Now Munga, run off the three-point line. Poch outside the arc. Ball ace came across. Bendigo basketball.
I like the endeavor, though, by Munger, because if she hadn't gone back with that, that would have been a fast break situation for, you can just see her slowing it down. Borlase would have got the ball, either gone or self-kicked it ahead, so it was a good way to stop that.
Megan, what adjustments are Bendigo looking for?
Well, they're wanting to stay with the scout. I could hear that scream from the unicorn caddy Sissoko as she's been fouled, but they're wanting to get stops, but really build on their defense and get the talk and communication going at that end. We'll see if they can do that heading into the fourth.
Thanks, Megan. We've got a chance from the baseline here. Worked out from Poch. 6 seconds for ball ace. Tolo's got to go, doubled. Nice extra fine. Booth in time. Everything just looks a little bit harder at the moment for Bendigo.
It does, and the Caps are really coming across to help each other defensively. We saw there they came to help on Tolo. Oh,
Mario Poch in time, and they will take the lead into three-quarter time here. 58 plays 55 as they outscore the Spirit by double figures in the third. This resurgent Cap side making a statement. Well, the Caps are a step ahead in the third quarter. Can they outrun the Spirit down the stretch? Let's find out. They've got plenty of players who stand up in crunch time. Bendigo in for a fun finish here. Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick, Rachel Jarry with you in commentary. Here's Griffin on cue with a hustle. Tolo, baseball find ahead. And Borlase to start things off the right way.
Well, they held Borlase to 2 points that last quarter. She's up to 21, which is her season average so far, so a good start for her.
Sissoko not that time. And Griffin just restoring some order. That leadership, diving on the loose ball. 1 point ball game, it's a fun one on your Saturday night. Tolo had to dispose of it. Single numbers again, Griffin. Booth out of bounds. Established first, said the ref. He's going to be fascinating here. They played such a high intensity, up and down, in-your-face defense in that third quarter. Can they sustain it, the Capitals?
Well, if they want to win this game, that's what they're going to have to do, because Bendigo brings a lot of experience in these fourth quarter situations if the game is close.
Jade Melbourne slicing through. They certainly do bring a wealth of experience. I've seen this situation time and time again. McConnell. Here is one of those veteran stars for the Spirit, Mariana Tolo. Not quite on 2 attempts. Whistle against the Caps here.
Well, the Caps so far the Bendigo so far this game have Borlase with 21 points, and then the next highest score is Griffin at 9. So no other players in double figures. What a vision, what pass by Borlase. Just her ability to see that.
Oh, and Georgia Booth getting her feet in before she caught that. I'd love to see that again on a replay.
Smart start from Bendigo. Melbourne showcasing the handle. Sissoko open for 3. Bingo.
I love how she's so pumped after every shot that either she makes or her teammates make.
Yeah, it's great to see that passion, because sometimes we don't always traditionally have gotten that from our imports, but, you know, she really wants to be here. She wants to win. We can see that on the floor, just in her body language.
Borlase. Another late shot clock. And that's a credit to this Canberra defense. Melbourne down the floor. Poch. Just wayward that time. Oh, Megan, what was the word at three-quarter time?
It was an emphatic Paul Gores talking to his players about discipline, managing the game and understanding the context, while also keeping that self-belief high. They have had 3 losses in a row, and it's taken a knock on their confidence after such a big win in round 1. So it's about keeping morale high as they try and break that losing streak here.
You can see how much they want it. Sissoko just a little ill-advised that time.
I do like it, though. You can see that they're pressure. They're forcing Bendigo to catch the ball, you know, metre or 2 outside the 3-point line. It's really hard to run your offense when you're not catching it in the right spots.
She'll have to be careful. That's number 4 for Sissoko. Borlase, heel on the line. So Paul Gores will trust her to play through foul trouble.
It's a long time to be playing on 4 fouls.
It is. I just feel like they have to keep going with her, though. She's been the difference.
Yeah, you're right.
Munga for 3. Griffin, a look of determination that we've come so accustomed to. Great recognition. She'll earn her way to the stripe.
Well, it was great recognition, so the defense wasn't quite set, so she made the decision to drive it in straight away. You can see, Sarah, the split line comes a little bit too late. Just experience by Griffin.
And that'll be 4 for Sarah Blitzarves too. And keep an eye on that from the Capitals' perspective.
That's a rare miss from the Spirit at the foul line. They were 10 from 11 going into that.
Rare indeed.
Well, Tage Morrell has subbed into the game, as Rach called, with Caddy now up to 4 fouls. And what a game for the naturalised Australians. Tage Morrell, now an Aussie, not considered an import and the best to have taken that path, Kelsey Griffin.
Yeah, she certainly is. Tage Morrell crossing from the Perth Lynx, where she starred at NBL 1 West level. Here's Ball Ace. Emphatic out of the gates. Just managed to slow her down a little bit, though, in this second half.
Well, they haven't. The thing I think that they're doing better is that when they switch on any sort of, just see a nice little floater there from Munger. When they switch any on-ball screens, they're doing it a lot more aggressively. The show is harder, it's quicker.
Griffin looking to drive on Poch. Stays in front of the play, but there is no stopping KG 23 downhill.
How good is it to see Kelsey Griffin, the elder statesperson of the team, just continuing to do things at such an elite level.
Melbourne, confident stroke. She's worked her way into this ball game nicely after a slower start by her lofty standards.
Yeah, she's hit a couple now, so, you know, Bendigo are going to have to adjust slightly and try and make her not a scorer, because she's just, she needs to have a heat check, I reckon. She's just starting to feel it.
Tolo set inside the paint. That is her office.
Talk about another experienced statesperson on the court, Mariana Tolo, and what she can bring. She averages 16 points.
The Bendigo Spirit here. Looks certain it was clean. Referee doesn't agree. Foul on Georgia Booth. It's midway point through round 4. Make sure you download the free WNBL app to catch every score, story, stat, highlights, news. It's all there, and it's the fastest way to stay courtside with the WNBL this season. Scan the QR code now to download it to your device. Melbourne unaffected by the Spirit crowd here.
I think we can certainly say that both teams, as we mentioned at the very start, have brought the heat to this game.
It's been so high intensity, hasn't it? Ball ace in Melbourne. This is box office. What this time from Izzy? Stepping through with strength.
She's just so good at that, and it's almost impossible to bring help defense to help, because she keeps the defense in front of her but finishes with strength. So it's really tough when she's got the ball downhill like that.
Poch. Stopped by Tolo. Blitzarves. Just wayward. 2-point ball game. 4 minutes on the clock. Great to have your company. Tolo inside. Unaffected by Munga. Through 3 defenders. Booth wide open. Bingo. Retakes the lead for the Spirit.
Well, that was a great extra pass. Canberra were in scramble defense then. They had to rotate, and they just left a wide open shooter and nothing but net.
Time out the result. 68-67. Spirit leading the way in the scoring column in this fourth quarter. If you just joined us, they led by 15 earlier in the contest, Bendigo, before the Capitals fought back for a 3-quarter time lead. Here's the Amy replay. They just had the defense in rotation.
Well, it went inside. Defense collapsed. They kicked it out. The defense, as I said, were in scramble. Sarah Blitzov's just a nice extra pass and then straight away in the basket.
Emily Kerryama in the huddle. He brought over Izzy Borlace in the off-season. She's got 25 to her name. And Izzy's thoughts before the match in their recruitment strategy, bringing in one of the young stars in Australian basketball.
Yeah, again, just her aggression and her ability to be able to play both ends of the floor, rebound, pass, facilitate, and score. I mean, scoring's a huge part for us. We brought her out here to be able to play a role with our program and be that player, and she's embraced that role really well.
Do you think that's an understatement? She plays that role really well. She certainly does. But I think it's been a great move, not only for the team, but for her as well. She said she wanted to come to Bendigo to learn under the experience of people like Kelsey Griffin and Tolo and get herself WNBA ready. And I think it was a great move on her part.
And she is getting there, isn't she? Sissoko followed it up with Griffin again. Stepping up a notch in the fourth quarter. Megan, what did you catch from the Bendigo timeout?
Well, Kelsey Griffin is a warrior woman, as we know, and she had a teammate putting ice on her neck as she delivered messages to her team at that timeout, encouraging the young players around her like Georgia Booth. We talk about the experience of KG and Tolo, but I think it's so easy, and it shouldn't be, to forget that Kelly Wilson, with nearly 500 games, is out of this team after welcoming a second child scout a few weeks ago. So this team is so new, particularly with its playmakers and the players handling the ball.
Well, I talked to Mariana Tolo earlier today, and she sort of really reiterated that, Megan, that they really instill confidence in each other. So everybody has a role to play. Everybody's been really willing to learn and to absorb, and because they're different from last year. They're different when they had Kelly Wilson and Sammy Whitcomb and Veronica Burton, but everybody's got a high work ethic and willing to listen and learn, so it's great to see.
Bendigo spirit culture, the constant. Sitting in third at the moment, the reigning champs. And here's Borlase. What a game she's had. Sissoko again with the length. Three defenders there. She'll stop herself in transition. Caps have numbers in defense. Pollard connected on 2 threes today. A much needed deep breath for the Capitals.
Yeah, I feel like they really need to get a good execution of a play here, and we've seen that they've been able to do that this game. So I'd like to see them go back to a couple of their plays that have worked. They've just had a few possessions where they've just sort of got empty shots that aren't really what they would be looking for.
Melbourne down among a screen. Litzarv stops in the free-throw line. Bendigo have been able to stymie this Canberra offense. It was so efficient in the third. 9 points in the period. A tick under 2 minutes now. McConnell hit the deck. Borlase doubles. 2 seconds. Griffin just strong. Potch got a hand to it as Griffin was after the basketball. Blitzarv's in rhythm, and they retake the lead.
Well, it's going to be whichever team can hold their nerve. We know Bendigo have a bit more experience than Canberra does. But what a great finish by Sarah Blitzarv's on the run.
A foul call. 90 seconds on the clock. Caps have got to be careful approaching the bonus. Still 16 on the shot clock. McConnell, wow, bullseye, big three.
That is a big-time three with just under a minute and a half to go.
He's had space to fire and said, feet set, I'll take that. Melbourne. Gotta make her move. Jade Melbourne with a teardrop. Basket for basket here in Bendigo.
Oh, could we see our first game of overtime of the season?
Manifest it, Laurie, let's go.
Oh, I love it.
Borlase, under a minute now. looking for the entry pass. Canberra basketball. Tolo cannot believe it.
And then we see the trademark Munga double fist pump on a defensive stop. I love to see it.
See how much it means to her. So Canberra basketball after this timeout. Here it is again. Munga comes across.
Ooh, I think it might have been Tolo's fingertips. It's really hard to see. We can't even...
I think Tolo was asking for a foul.
Looks like she was pleading the case that her arm was being held.
Look, I feel like the refs have let them play a little bit, so I don't think they're going to be calling those kind of fouls in this last minute. And, you know, I think we'd prefer to be watching it that way. And if I was out there, I'd certainly prefer to be playing it that way.
Well, we study it on a slow motion replay.
Yeah.
We can't even seem to make it clear, and the referees have to call it in real time, so they do a great job.
There has been a physical contest. It's been consistent. Would have sent the Caps to the free throw line. Spirit, rather, excuse me, with the Caps' 5th foul.
Well, Bendigo actually have 3 fouls to give before, you know, they can send anybody to the line. So they can be disruptive on defense, and if they think that things are evolving for Canberra, they can foul and stop it straight away.
Tied ball game, here we go. Capitals basketball. Melbourne into the front court. Massive trip this. Sissoko's been excellent. Needs some movement, can't get it on Tolo. Stonewall defense. Munga, 3 seconds. Had a hand to it, Canberra retain it.
That was great defense by Mariana Tolo. She just stopped her in her tracks. Sissoko really had nowhere to go.
They get the fresh 14. Melbourne entrusted. A foul call against Blitzarves. That'll be number 5 on Sarah Blitzarves.
Wow, I'd like to see a replay of that. Again, Rachel, you just said, you know, they haven't been calling sort of those little ones at the at this point in time of the game, or they've been letting them play. So let's have a look here.
Oh no, on Sissoko, I'm going to say that she just moved into the screen a little bit.
So instead, it's a 5th foul for Sissoko.
So Canberra do not have any fouls to give. Any fouls that they make will send them to the line.
Tolo. Shot clock 5 seconds ahead of the game clock. Backing down Morel. Tolo can't get her to move. No good off the glass. First hands to it. No call. Hand in from Melbourne. Bendigo have it at 4.6 on the game clock.
Is it really bad? I'm hoping for overtime.
Get a chance to draw something up with Kennedy Kiriyama.
Yeah, that's, and you know, you've got an experienced coach, an experienced outfit there. They've probably rehearsed this, practiced it at training, the situation, tie game. They need a shot with out of bounds, baseline out of bounds. Equally now, Canberra just have to rely on really good defense, switching, being aggressive, but not overly aggressive because they'll send them to the line.
4.6. Plenty of time.
Who are you going to, Laurie?
Oh, I was just asking you the same thing, Rachel. Well, we see Izzy there or Tolo. I mean, get it up in the air, see if that she just missed those last 2 though. And then you've got the ever reliable Griffin out there. I would say, because they can't afford to foul, maybe get it in Borlace's hand and get her to put it to the floor. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. Something where they're putting pressure on the rim, and Borlace is so good at getting in there and finishing as well through contact.
Because they don't really have enough time to get it in on the perimeter, drive it in and kick it back out. So if I was Canberra, you know, once she puts it to the floor, you got to clog that in. Make her see a wall out there.
So we could be headed to our first overtime of the season. Or is there one final twist? Griffin will inbound. Got to get it in just in time. Here's Tolo. Stepping through. Follows her own miss. Tolo! 1 on the game clock. And she looks to have won it for Bendigo. Second chance is the charm.
Oh my goodness, Tolo. What a great follow-up. She knew exactly what she had to do when she caught that ball.
Into the huddle. The Bendigo Spirit. Well, it's a timeout. We'll see if there's a readjustment on the clock, but there just might not be enough time. It'd have to be a tip.
Oh, I'm just surprised that they're even, because she caught it, she drove, she shot, she missed, she got a rebound. Oh my goodness.
It will remain 0.1.
0.1 seconds.
This is where having Sissoko could have really helped.
Absolutely. They're going to have to try and clear out the whole key and maybe get a Potch or a Blitzarves running into the key and some sort of miracle tip in.
Is it Morel? Blitzarves maybe?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough when you've got Tolo there.
Very. And Tolo, yep, she just needs to park herself in that key.
She does.
Could it be a miracle for the Caps? They've been brave, but they're not here to be brave in WNBL26. They're here to make a rise. Into Morel. So the Spirit do it, they hold on. Mariana Tolo, right at the end of regulation, with the game winner. And they improve.
Wow.
With the Perth Lynx at second on the table, 3 wins, 1 loss.
What a legend Mariana Tolo is. That was just... that last play, she is so experienced. She knew exactly what to do. I mean, they hardly got the ball into her.
I know.
That's what I was thinking.
I was worried she caught it so high, and but she still drove in, got it in there. She knew she had to get the shot up, and it was almost a bit of a pass to herself in the end to get into a better position to finish it off and win them the game.
Oh, just heartbreaking, devastating for Canberra.
They are not far away, the Capitals. But the Bendigo Spirit, they held their nerve, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. And it's just one of those games that can really set up your whole season. They were down, we said, you know, they're missing so many players tonight, but all of their bench players stood up. And when you get a big win like that on the buzzer, it just makes you feel so good about yourself, and they'll go away so happy after this game.
Well, their culture level just went up another notch with, as you say, undermanned, the bench players who train just as hard, just as often as everybody else, coming in and getting the job done.
That'll really add some confidence. The likes of Olivia Pollard, who stepped into the starting 5. Kelsey Reed saw more time as well, and Booth, 25 minutes tonight. Played a big role in this important win. Let's get on down to Megan with Mariana Tolo.
Mariana Tolo, 5 championships, a host of individual accolades, 247 WNBL games, and tonight, your first game winner.
Yeah, who says old dogs can't learn new tricks? There you go. No, I'm so proud of our team because we did such a good job to stay in the game through the resilience, through the toughness that Canberra showed, especially late in the last quarter. So, yeah, so happy to come away with a gritty win like that.
Can you take us through how those chaotic final seconds unfolded?
Yeah, look, we knew they were going to pressure us. They didn't have any fouls that they could give us, so we had to come to the ball still. But it was chaos, but you just got to stay in the moment. And I think that's what the offensive rebound at the end does, because it rocks out to everything in this game.
Well, a few old experienced dogs in this team, but a few new dogs with new tricks. How do you describe the form, the talent of Isabel Borlase?
Oh, she's amazing. The way she started that quarter was just phenomenal, especially considering that she's already got a target on her back. You know, people have seen what she can do, but she's so crafty, and the way that she can still get to the basket no matter what people throw at her, it's just really, really special. And not only that, she gets it done on the defensive end as well. So that's like credit to her. She's done a phenomenal job. But we had so many girls step up tonight, like Olivia Pollard, such a great job, hit some huge shots for us, and it was amazing.
I mean, you must be so proud of those girls, because you take the experience that you've lost out of this team, some injuries now, a couple of weddings for Abby Werung as well, and Olivia started tonight. Georgia Booth was fantastic.
Yeah,
it must bring so much joy to you in KG23.
It does, and that's what we love about this team, that everyone does it together, everyone does it for each other. When we celebrate, it's for one another, it's not for ourselves. So it's just great to see everyone come in, feel confident enough to do their job when they get on the court, and that's all we ask of them every day, and they're just awesome.
You head on the road now, you've got Perth and Adelaide, and then all roads lead to Traralgon for game 250, our Tolo and KG23. Just finally, how fitting that you'll share that milestone together. Kelsey told me at halftime not to curse the milestone though, but you've had so much shared in your careers, but completely different paths. I mean, she's played from go to woe since arriving in Bendigo. You've had a few knee injuries, some stints overseas, and you share this together. It's pretty special.
Yeah, it is very special. To mark 250 games is a big one, and I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather share it with than KG, so yeah.
You're the best, Tolo. Well done tonight.
Thanks.
It is going to be special if they can do it on the same night. 250 games for both Tolo and KG.
Well, we knew that, you know, coming into this game that Tolo, we talked about her being a presence at both ends of the court. She ended the game with 10 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, of which 4 were offensive. So she was just really inspirational. The thing is that when she presented inside, even if she didn't score, as we can see her do there, she attracted the defense, Rachel, and was sometimes able to kick it out for her open shooters.
Yeah, and that's something she won't get a stat for, as well as, you know, when she's defending inside and changing people's shots. She doesn't get a block for that, but it's so valuable to her team.
Celebrations here for the Spirit as the fans are about to hit the floor to meet their stars. And Izzy Borlase came out of the gates all guns blazing, didn't she? 25 points in the ballgame, Laurie.
Well, as we said, we just have to look up more words to describe what she can do, because she has such a complete game and at such a young age. And I love how she's embracing that role.
Oh, yeah. She is with Megs right now.
Well, Isabel Borlase, born and bred in South Australia, but Vic's do it better now. Bendigo looks good on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be here. I think it's been a good start to the season. And yeah, it was a great win by the girls.
You're very smiley, which I like. You're not a woman of too many words, but tell us about the self-belief and confidence you're playing with. We know you've got the talent, we know you've got the skill set and the tricks, but we're seeing you in full flight. What's the self-belief like?
Yeah, I think that's definitely been a part of my game that I've been trying to work on, because, yeah, I guess people have seen what I can do, and I think it's been inconsistent, which, yeah, that's part of the sport. But yeah, I think I've been doing some mindset work, and I think that's been really helping me with the things I know I do well and trying to stick to them.
Who have you been doing the work with, and has it been something you've had to, you know, study and keep working on to see it then impact and have results?
Yeah, while I was at the VIS in Victoria, a psych there, and yeah, she's been great. Just giving me things to work on each game, and I guess it's allowing me to focus on the little things and not the outcome of the game, which, yeah, is easy to lean on.
It's working pretty well. How fun is this team? I know you wanted to absorb the experience of Kelsey Griffin and Mariana Tolo. You've got some great young talent as well. Meg McConnell's finding her groove. Is it fun?
Yeah, it is. I guess you guys saw it tonight. We're a really close-knit group, and yeah, it is fun, and I think that's what basketball's meant to be. It's meant to be fun, and it helps when you're winning.
A few weeks ago, you played here. I think you beat Geelong, and you had a chest bump with Tolo, and it was a bit out of whack because of the height difference. What do you call that? You've termed it something. Oh.
Yeah, that's Erin Kelsey's partner said it's called a chump, so I guess I might have given her a chump after the game.
Speaking of chumps, we've known your nickname has been Kenny, and that's because your middle name is Kenneth, and that's the maiden name of your mother, Jenny. Yeah. But we are hearing Bobo constantly tonight, and Zatina mentioned it earlier. Now, I did some research during the game, and Bobo the Clown is the most famous term for that, and another great South Australian, a character in the 60s, but where's Bobo Bobo come from? Do you like it?
Yeah, that is a Zatina nickname, and Lauren Nicholson and Steph Reed. My first Opals tour, they were like, do you have a nickname? And I said no. Very shy, I just agreed to it, and I do like it, and it stuck, so thanks, guys.
Well done tonight, Bobo.
Thank you.
Love it. Thanks, Megs. Well, it's been co-signed now.
Well, I guess we can call her Bobo now.
I resonate with that so much. When I first played for the Bulleen Boomers, I got given a nickname by Desi Globerts, Jaffa, and I did not like it, but I was too shy to tell them to stop calling me that, and it's stuck forever. Timsy still calls me that to this day.
I think we might have to refer to that now, Jaffa.
That one might stick. Ball ace. This is how she got it done. Third leading scorer in the WNBL. Getting out the open floor. She got it done from 3, 25 points. And with 3 assists.
She does look like she's enjoying her basketball. And she does look confident out there too. And those two things hand in hand really are influential in what we're seeing her produce on the court.
She just plays so mature for her age, and the sky's the limit for her, and I just cannot wait to see what she does beyond, this season, and we're just so lucky to be able to have her and to be able to watch her in this kind of form.
Game high, 39 minutes played from Izzy Ball ace, and she took it in her stride as she so often does. Stick around, we'll wrap it all up after this short break. The Bendigo Spirit right at the buzzer by 2 points. Get it in just in time. Here's Tolo stepping through, follows her own miss. Tolo, 1 on the game clock, and she looks to have won it for Bendigo. Second chance is
That was
the
the
charm.
moment for Mariana Tolo to come away with a victory for the Bendigo Spirit. Here's your full match stats. And the Caps, they really fought back. Offense stepped up a notch in that third quarter, but the Bendigo D really stymied them, I thought, down the stretch.
Oh my goodness, yes, they needed that D. They came back, they got a lead. Bendigo just stuck steady though and managed to eke out that game. And I think every little bit of their experience counted in that last few seconds.
Oh, absolutely. We saw it, Tolo just, with that finish, gosh, things dreams are made of. But we saw those team stats and they were so even. Yeah. Just a few free throws and shutting down ball ace a little bit. Unfortunately, the Caps will be super heartbroken, I think, after that one. But they've got to pick themselves back up and get out of this hole that they're in.
They sure do. They'll host the Sydney Flames next Saturday. Let's have a look at the second half highlights and how they got it done. The third quarter really belonged to Sissoko and the Caps.
Well, it certainly did, and she just brought the energy. She was making fist pumps after she scored, her teammates scored. A block by Jade Melbourne really got her team motivated. And they just upped the intensity defensively and just looked more like a team. They got the ball through more hands as well. And then defensively, did a really good job on a few players.
Here was this intensity defensively from Sissoko, but in a sense, it did get them in some foul trouble too, Rachel.
Yeah, and that was really unfortunate. We saw Sissoko and Sarah playing most of that last quarter with 4 fouls and did well until right at the end. Unfortunately, we saw Sissoko foul out just as they were about to try and go for the lead in that last minute. But, yeah, you see that again. I could watch that a million times. I love watching buzzer beaters.
You can see the relief just go over her face, can't you, as it went down. Here's a look at the Bunnings warehouse ladder. And Townsville sit atop after their victory last night, but Bendigo, off the back of that win, now sitting in second along with Perth.
Well, the ladder is just so close. And that's why every time you go on the court, the players say it, the coaches say it, that you've got to bring your A game that way. And we could see it in tonight's game. And yes, Canberra are 1-4, but they've just lost some really heartburning, losses to their name.
You look at Geelong and the Capitals down in 7th and 8th position at the moment. Both sides that, when they're playing their best basketball, they can challenge, I think.
Oh, absolutely. And, they've both got players that are expected to be hopefully back soon. We know Zatina was a little bit cagey tonight, but hopefully we see her on the court soon and Geelong as well. And we're seeing a few players that we are expecting back soon. And, they're going to make such a difference to their team and to, everyone else being able to step up a little bit more once the pressure is off them a little bit.
Can I say I've learned a couple of things tonight? I've learned Bobo. Unicorn I knew, but now I know the meaning. And chump. I didn't know that the chest pump with a different height, that's what's called a chump.
That sounds like a Bendigo thing to me, the chump one. We've got a doubleheader tomorrow in the WNBL. A couple of exciting games. The Adelaide Lightning and the Sydney Flames. This a crucial one for both sides too.
Oh, it really is. We've seen Adelaide have sort of been a little bit inconsistent to start their season, and Sydney are just starting to get into gear now. So I expect this game to be very physical and very up and down, and yeah, some really interesting matchups in that one.
Flames will be looking to keep that momentum from Thursday night, and then it's over to the west. The Perth Lynx hosting the Southside Melbourne Flyers. The Lynx are always must-watch when they're at home.
Well, they are, and Southside will want to get back on the floor. I feel like it's been a while since we've seen Southside play, and so they'll be itching to get out there and really challenge the Perth team.
It's looking so tight at this early stage of the WNBL season, but it does move quickly once you get to that mid-December, January even, start to see the top 4 taking shape. So plenty to play for here, isn't there, in round 4 already.
Oh yeah, and it's tough when you start off the season 1-5, 1-4, and but there's the opportunity to try and work yourself back into the season. So hopefully we can see that from the UC Caps.
That's the equation for the Capitals, but it's the Spirit who came away with the victory tonight by 2 points right at the buzzer. Thank you very much for joining us for WNBL26, and we'll catch you tomorrow for a massive doubleheader.
How about that?